everybody. I'm going to do a little review and also a little project here with this video. Jerod and I and Big Al, well no, not Big Al, Jerod and I use muddy camera arms with fluid heads. And of course, you know, you have to have a tree beside you. The mount hooks to the side of the tree, and then the camera arm fits down in the mount. And Jerod had come across here not too long ago a device that actually mounts to your it can mount to your shooting rail, or it can mount to the, I call it armrest on your ladder stand, that you can put your camera arm in. That way, if you don't have a tree nearby, and when I say nearby, right up close, you saw the videos from bow hunting this year and that tree creaking and everything. You've seen my camera arm mounted there. Well, this device will clamp to the armrest on the tree stand or the shooting rail. And I'll tell you what it is, show you what it is, but I'll show you my camera arm. Of course, I got a GoPro mounted on it right now, just to give you an idea. Okay, here's the camera arm. Like I said, my GoPro's mounted on the fluid head, and this is a muddy camera arm. Swings out, it's got the fluid head on it. It's a real good camera arm, I like it. And like I said, it mounts to a bracket that you strap to a tree. And of course the mount has a bubble level, and the camera arm has a bubble level, and the mount has an adjustment screw to help you get the mount level, get your camera arm level. Now, what Jerod found, okay, here's what it's called, Final Rest, and it is pillar Lite. And you can see it here. I've got the camera arm in it. This one's mine. It has an adjustable leg that raises up or down. It clamps on. You can see the screws here. There's two of them. It clamps on to your shooting rail, or like I said, the armrest on your ladder stand. And the whole thing, you can loosen this up. This whole shaft goes up and down, and like I said, the bottom raises up and down. It's got a big rubber pad on it, and the hole for the muddy camera arm is not big enough to accept the muddy. So that's what I'm going to do today. I did this one last night, didn't video it, but I'm going to fix Jerod's to where his muddy camera arm will go in it. And what it requires, there's a plastic sleeve here. Okay, that's just a tube inside this tube. Goes down about that far, and I have to, I won't say drill it out. I fixed up a dowel rod with some double-sided tape and using sandpaper and a drill, and just going in it, and it's not waller it out, but basically I marked where I needed to go to with a pencil, and I just kept going round and around with it until I finally got it to the right size. Took a set of calipers, measured the steel shaft on this, and measured the hole, and it was 0.125 inches difference. So I had to make this hole bigger by 0.125 inches for this camera arm to go in. So just stay tuned, and we'll see what comes up with working on Jerod's. Okay, getting ready to do it. This one's Jerod's, and like I've shown or trying to explain in the other video, is you can loosen this up, and this whole clamp that you can adjust to your tree stand will fit, and then you can tighten it down. And the one thing I found out is this knob pulls out, turns, where you can have it aimed down, so you don't have to worry about catching on anything. And then, like I said, this clamp here, you open it up and this will slide out. It'll slide, it's got to stop. And I don't think you can see how long that is. But it does have an rubber O-ring. Not sure what the O-ring is for, unless to keep it from going down, but I know you can push this down to lock it in. This cap screws off. And I don't know if that's so you can replace it if you need to, or what. But it looks real nice, but this hole, see if I can get in the camera, that hole right there is too small for the Muddy camera arm. So I have to basically waller it out. I don't have to drill a bit large enough. So what I do is I've got a dowel rod, and that mark is how deep that I have to go opening up this hole. And then after I open it up, this one has 2 layers of self-adhesive tape on it with, it was a, my 1-inch belt sander. I have some extra belts. So I took those off and wrapped it, once I got the double-sided tape on, Gorilla Tape, I cut that to wrap around that there, and just keep working back and forth, spinning this until I get it opened up. But now this dowel rod here is just going to have 1 layer of the double stick tape on it. It'll be 2. I may put 3 on this thing all the way to this line, and then put the belt sandpaper on it and work it down to that depth, so I know I don't have to keep working all the way down past that mark to get that plastic ground out. And then it should be opened up enough. Like I said, Jerod has a Muddy camera arm just like mine, that we can use this. And like I said, it'll clamp to a shelf of up to 1 inch, and you got these adjusting screws here. So you could put that, if you didn't have a tree to your right hand side, then that's where you need to mount your camera arm. You can mount that on that armrest that's on most ladder stands, especially the 2-man ladder stands. Or if you put your shooting rail down, you could mount it to your shooting rail and your camera arm going here, and you can control your camera arm with your right hand. If you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, then go on the left side. Because I'm right-handed, and like last year in my bow hunting videos where my tree stands at, the tree was on the left-hand side. So I had to control that with my left hand, and it made it kind of difficult when you're bow hunting, because you got to hold the bow in your left hand if you're a right-handed shooter. And so it just makes it difficult. So with this, I can put that on my right hand side on the shooting rail, on the armrest of the ladder stand, just this down to where it's good solid and it won't move. Have that camera arm there. I don't have to worry if there's a tree on my right hand side to mount that camera arm. So just stick with us while I get this set up. Okay, I've got the double-sided tape on here. Got 3 rows of it. And yeah, there's gaps in between, but I've got them staggered, almost like you do the rings on a cylinder for re-ringing an engine on your pistons. So the piston, I said cylinder, but piston, you stagger your gaps. So that's what I did here. And then I took the 1 inch wide, it was a belt that I've cut in 2, and I've made 3 pieces of sandpaper. Now I will roll these up because it's sandpaper and it doesn't want to work real good. It wants to, so I try to roll it, get it formed the way I want it to go. And I'll do all 3 of these, and then I'll peel off the clear plastic off the double-sided tape and put these on there, and with these I will stagger any gap with it, and hopefully I'll be able to, because right now, if you see the hole there, this rod goes in here, and when I put the sandpaper in, it will go in, but I have to do it slow speed and get it started and let it work up and down until I get all that out of there. Then I'll use this one, which I'll take off here, because it's bigger diameter, because it's got 2 pieces of tape on it, and then that, and we will go from there. So let me get this set up and be right back. So now there's what that looks like. Well, now I got to fit it into the drill. And of course this is wood, so the drill doesn't like it, but I'll get it down in there. Take a little rubber mallet, beat it down a little tighter, and then I close this up, and I have to put force against it because it wants to squeeze the wood out. But the jaws of the drill is making indentations into the rod, because I had the other ones when I was doing mine. It's come out of the drill several times. So, and then what I do is I hold it, and just keep working it down in there. Back and forth like that until I expand that hole. I pull it out every now and then to take a brush and brush off the sandpaper. So I will do this. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process of doing it. When I change out to the bigger one, I'll come back. I don't know if you can see that or not, but while I'm drilling this in and out, I'm rotating this, trying to keep it uniform. And I do check it from time to time with the calipers, because I know I got to take off 0.125 inches, because the actual inside diameter of this particular mount was 0.6345 inches, and the actual camera arm rod that goes down in here is 0.76 inches. So, you know, you do the math, at 0.125 inches I've got to bore this out. And right now I'm at 0.669. So I'm getting close. In fact, I think I am about ready for this to start. And I did go ahead and put a third double piece of double stick tape on, and a third piece of sandpaper. So I'm going to switch out the drill. And I was talking about it cuts its own grooves in. So I'm going to switch out the drill, or the rod, and I'm going to go ahead and brush this off. It's just a fine powder, and that'll keep if I need to use this again for anything, I've got it for something else. Make sure I got those lined up with the jaws. Now this one I'll have to go in real slow with, slow speed, because the too fast and that'll get hot and then start melting that tape. But I believe gotta go in slow. Then, like I said, it pulled off that tape and sandpaper, just like rubber gum. Now I got to get that piece of sandpaper out of there, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to check it now and get that back to 0. That is now at 7.08, and I need to go to 0.76, so I'm getting close. I did take off that one piece of tape. You can see here, I had to take it off because it got chewed up. This one here, the second one, is starting to get chewed up, so I may have to reline that. But I will have to take the GoPro off of the camera arm, pull the camera arm out, so I can check and see if the camera arm will fit in here. Hopefully it will. And I'm feeling down in there, it's kind of rough, so I know there's some more sanding that has to be done. So I might do that here in just a minute before I do that. But like I said, I'm not going to take you through the whole process. This has already been, I'm thinking, 45 minutes doing this. So just stay tuned. We'll show you the finished product here in a minute. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, you can see the diameter of the hole now. And I'll take the camera arm. I'm going to see if it'll start, and no, it won't. So what I have to do is, got a pencil here, I'm going to hold the camera arm on the hole and take a pencil. I mean, just a little more needs to come off this. And you don't want it so loose that it won't hold. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this in the camera or not, but I don't know if you can see that pencil mark. But you can see it's just very little needs to come off there. We're at 7.1. I need a 0.05. Yeah, 0.05 more inches to take off. So I got to get that done. So I'm going to work on that some more. I think I'm going to go ahead and put another piece of tape on this, and double tape, and then another piece of sandpaper, so I have all three cutting in there. That'll make it go a whole lot quicker than just running it up and down, up and down. If I have those three in there cutting at the same time, it'll help clean out that. And like I said, it's just very little do I have to take out. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're getting close. I don't know if you'll be able to see this in the video or not, but this will now start down in. But I got to get more of the inner part ground out where this will fit down in there all the way up to here. This should go all the way about that far down. So a little more grinding. We've been almost an hour doing this now. So just stay with me. I gotta clean off my sandpaper and start again. Okay, now what I do is, you can see how far down in here I've got this so far. And what I do is I take a pencil and I mark on the camera arm how far down it went. Because you don't want it so tight you can't get it out, but you don't want it so loose that it wobbles in it. And you can see where my finger's pointing, hopefully. That's how far down it's went. I had it here, now I'm here, and I just got to keep going. I know that this far down I got to keep wallering out the inside of that plastic to allow for the camera arm to fully seat down in this. So do a little bit more grinding on it and I'll be back. I believe we're done. This is the moment of truth. Let's see. I need to set where you can see it. There it is. Got the Modi camera arm mounted on it. It will turn. Okay. And then take it out. Of course, this would be mounted to a tree stand. You just pull, comes right out. So there's Jerod's all done. You can see how big that hole has gotten now. Before, you know, it was small diameter. Like I said, it was 0.6345. And let's just see here. My calipers were showing 7.38. It's supposed to be 7.6, but let me try it again. Okay, 7.54. So you want a snug fit, and using these calipers, you know, they're on 0. Using these calipers and trying to do that, it's kind of hard, but got it done. So now Jerod can mount this to his tree stand, wherever it may be. Take his camera arm, stick it down in there, push it in, good snug fit. It turns, move camera arm out, back in, turn it around, however he wants to do it. So there you go. Now I don't know for sure what camera arms this is supposed to fit. Probably this particular company, Final Rest, this is probably for their camera arm. But we already had these Modi camera arms. They're great. Like I said, it's got that fluid head on them. We should have done a review on them. We haven't. But you know, they come with a mount that you strap to the tree, and pretty much has a liner like this that the camera arm goes down in. But this one's Jerod's. It's done. It's ready for me to give to him. Ready for his camera arm to go in. So that's my little do-it-yourself modification to the Final Rest. What they call this? Pillar Lite, because it is lightweight. It's not really heavy. And we'll give them a try this year when we're out there bow hunting. because like my tree specifically, I don't have a tree to my right hand side. I could mount that mount behind me, but as you've seen with these muddy camera arms, it's only 2 pieces of steel. If it had a third piece of steel in there, it'd be great, because I could mount it behind on the tree that I'm in, come around to my right hand side with it, and have it out in front of me and so forth. But with just the 2 pieces of steel, 1 pivot point, it don't have 2 pivot points, it has 1. I can't do that. So it was mounted on that tree to the left side, and for me I need it on the right side. But that's it. That's the modification to this. Stay tuned for some more videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as we're fond of saying, see you in the woods. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.